Rico. What did I like out of the MSU game? Mm-hmm. Nobody died. What I
Great
didn't
scientific
like,
breakdown.
Right. What I didn't like, everything else. No, I mean, if I had to say what I liked, it's nice to have wide receivers that can move their legs, that can run. Outside of that, didn't like a whole lot. That would be the one prevailing thing. Is it looks like for the first time in several years, MSU might have receivers that can actually do things and make explosive plays. Don't know that we have a quarterback to get it to him. I don't think we have the offensive line to let them attack vertically, but I like that. What I didn't like, literally, if I had one prevailing thing, it would be the offensive line. I mean, it was one of the worst performances I've ever seen of my life. And outside of like AJR Curry, I can't even believe these are Big Ten players. Guys missing blocks, guys blocking someone else's ass, guys spinning around like tops. I mean, it was preposterous. So, like, what I liked, nobody died. What I didn't like, pretty much everything else. But I'll say the O-line play. For Michigan, what I liked, I think their O-line. I love the way the Wolverine O-line played. I thought that was a really nice debut. And there was a cohesion there that you don't expect in game one when you're replacing 4 starters. I really liked that. I liked it above Milton. I really did. What I didn't like, I mean, there's no one takeaway, but I will tell you the hidden trauma that's in there would be the interior of Michigan's D-line. Minnesota was able to pretty much run at will up the gut. And Ibrahim's a tough guy to take down. Rico, you pointed out a stat to me that I thought was unbelievable when we were talking this weekend. Ibrahim only had 1 run for negative yards last year. That's incredible. What do you do, 24 for $140 on Saturday? Look, that would be something that, you got to keep an eye on. It's great that Aiden Hutchinson's a stud. It's great that Kwity Paye is a stud, but the interior of that line, that looks shaky. So that's the game we're playing. It's very simple. 248-539-9797. Rico, go ahead. Start with MSU. Give me the one thing that was good, the one thing that was bad.
The one thing that was good, Mike, I like the fact that it appears that the scheme this year is to get the ball into the playmakers' hands, that you saw Jaden Reed. You saw Jalen Naylor going out and getting passes. Yes, they fumbled, but they weren't afraid to just say, you know what, this guy is good. We have a mismatch, and we're going to take advantage, and we're going to exploit it. Whereas in years past, it's, well, we got to balance it out. We got to do this. We got to do that. Screw that. Reed was open all day. Just keep throwing him the ball. I like that mindset. I'm not going to stop me. You have to stop me. Or you fumble the ball, and then that stops you. I like that mindset. The negative, aside from the turnovers, I mean, I think everybody's going to be on the same page with this. That offensive line just couldn't do anything. I was shocked when I saw Lombardi's numbers at the end because he had no protection. People were like, well, how come he didn't throw the ball deep? Didn't have time. I mean, it was like snap, hike, Rutgers guy in the backfield, Lombardi running for life. That was pretty much every play. So that offensive line, if that's the best that you have, you're in a lot of trouble. This may be the game where Rocky Lombardi plays Devin Gardner and just has the bloody uniform and quits right there in the fourth quarter, points to Theo Day, you go in there, you take these hits because I'm done. These guys aren't blocking for me at all. You can let them not block for you. So I would say those are the two things that I like. The fact that playmakers were allowed to be playmakers. And then the negative fact was just, it's hard to get around. And if it wasn't for how bad the offensive line, the defensive line would be my 1A if I could. But the offensive line, head and shoulders, worst thing about Michigan State.
And Michigan. Come on.
Okay.
You got to do both. You got to talk about the real team in this state.
Well, I thought maybe we're going to go to a break, and I would tell you my thoughts on Michigan coming
No,
back.
and I don't care if David yells. No, I want it right now.
All right, Michigan, Michael Barrett. I believe that's the safety. He's the Viper. He's the guy that Michigan has been promising, this great Viper. He's, to me, everything that Peppers wasn't. This guy makes plays. That guy was electric out there. I like
He puked
watching
twice.
him. Say what?
He puked twice before he returned the kick.
Oh, did he?
He threw up on the field. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now it's a party.
That's right.
I like what I see with him. He could be dangerous. I mean, you've been hearing about this Viper position for years. I think you finally got one, Michigan. This kid is good. I don't know where he came from, but man,
doesn't matter.
That's the guy. What I didn't like, for me, I didn't like the interior of the Michigan defensive line. I don't know about the secondary because they didn't really get tested, but Ibrahim was able to go and get a lot of yards. I don't know if that's just because he's really good and hard to tackle or the defensive line is just substandard. So
don't worry. The interior of the line will look better this week.
Yeah.
They just put up a picture of Matt Carrick in their locker room and start salivating. 248-539-9797. It's simple. The biggest thing you liked and the biggest thing you didn't like from your team's game, Michigan State. We'll get a little college in the mix. And at 4 o'clock, we are going to do this. You know, Rico had mentioned there's a lot of chatter about Mel Tucker this weekend after game one. That was absolutely, even in a season where the results really don't matter, that result matters. That was a disaster.